Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, July the 5th, 2024. Please, everybody, hit the like button right now on this video before you forget. And every time you see a video, hit like because that helps the YouTube algorithms push my videos out to more people. So like, and of course, subscribe. And if you're on TikTok and Instagram, please follow me and like them as well. This was not a cliffhanger Friday, but it was a pretty decent Friday to me because Christina Corinthos is definitely a Corinthos Davis girl. Or actually, she's Chris Davis Corinthos because Corinthos is her last name. Davis Corinthos girl. She had no problem knocking on Natalia's door and helping herself right on into the hotel room. And Natalia's like, Psh, she ain't got no time for her. And Christina's like, oh no, how could you? Oh, she went on and on about how could she say stuff like that? And what it's done to her daughter. Her daughter is crushed. And pretty much she blasted Natalia. And so Natalia's like, you don't know, what I think of my daughter. She goes, oh, everybody knows what you think about my daughter. So your daughter. So Christina started naming some of the stuff that Allie said. I mean, Natalia said about Allie and, flighty and this and that and alphabet soup. And she looked at Christina and she said, what makes you think I was talking about my daughter? Oh, Christina looked at her and then continued on because she's like, Shh, what makes me think you were talking? Everybody knows because you said both our names, right? And so she went on about, I love my daughter. And she goes, that kind of love nobody needs. A love that's not accepting of who your child really is. And she says, you don't know anything about the way I grew up. I grew up, it was, the way I grew up, what you all are doing is wrong and it's bad. And you're just confused in the head, right? And so Christina said, but that's not the way it is. Is Allie bad? Is she wrong? Is she really confused about anything? None of those describe your daughter at all. And so then Natalia says, out of respect for your father, I've allowed you to even talk this long. Ooh, really? Out of respect for your father. So Christina says, respect out of respect for my father. What about respect for your daughter? What about that? And so Christina says, but you know what? I'm ready to leave anyway. And she gets her purse and she says, I'm gonna make sure that you don't hurt Allison again like this. Oh, and Natalia looked at her, she goes, tell my daughter I love her. And that's when Christina turned around and said, ooh, nobody needs your brand of love. Oh, and Natalia just stood there and looked. Now, I kind of remember Blaze's brother is coming to town. I think once this news hits, because it went national and probably global, her brother's going to come to town to, kind of be there for her, to console her and comfort her. Because we honestly don't know why her brother just quit the music business that he loved wholeheartedly, right? And really has nothing to do with the family. We'll see, because it'll come out. What did Natalia do to him to drive him away? So not Christina, Maxie and Brooklyn were talking, and they were saying, yeah, oh my God, they got to tread lightly. They've got to figure out how can they support Brooklyn, yet the main focus is the company as well, deception. Because remember, Brooklyn is the major shareholder because Tracy has put her in that position. I don't think Tracy hasn't transferred them yet, but she is the biggest decision maker almost. No, Brooklyn has more say than Lucy. So they were trying to figure out, okay, because stocks can't plummet. How are we going to strategize to be there for Blaze? Right now it is a good idea for her to step back until she is ready to decide how she is going to handle the public. Because they were saying, you know what? It's her private life, and she has a right to handle her private life the way she sees fit. Because here's the thing, she has never said any anti-gay statements. She has not. Blaze. She hasn't had any public figures on her arm, or whether it's a pretend boyfriend. She hasn't done any of that. She's just done nothing. So when it comes to deceiving the public, no, she wasn't pretending like Chase was her man, or she hasn't done that. So it is up to her. And that when she came in, she just came up over unannounced to the office, and Brooklyn and Maxie were talking about her because they said, no, it is your life and you have a right to put your private life out as much as you want it out, right? And so she said, I don't want to hurt the company, so I should resign as the face of deception. And they're like, look, no, you don't have to do that. Let's just step back. Step back as the face of deception for now. They said, Brooklyn and Maxie said, we were just talking about that. And then when you're ready, step back in. They said, Blaze, this will pass. This will pass. I mean, come on, Sasha was devastated in the public eye twice, right? This will pass. And so she's like, oh. So then Brooklyn's phone chimes. And so she steps away and she reads the message. I guess it was her text message. And she stepped back over to her. She says, Blaze, I have some bad news. The record label just canceled your contract. And Blaze looked, she goes, what I've worked my whole life for? This was what my mother's dream for me was. See, and my whole thing is, girl, you shouldn't even be saying, this is what my mother's dream for me was. You worked your whole life for your mama's dream. I think we're now going to find out how much of that is really now Blaze's dream. Really. Because the first thing out of her mouth is my mother's dream for me. It's gone. Just gone. Well, yeah, taken away by your mother. So you need to go to her and say, Mommy, what's your next dream? What you got planned for me, Mommy? So anyway, she just was just heartbroken, and she left there, and she's sitting on the couch. Christina's coming home from ripping into her. And she sees her. She goes, oh, Allie. And then she looked at her face. She goes, what happened? She goes, I mean, what else happened? Because she knows what happened. And she stood up and said, the record label canceled me. Oh, my goodness. And Christina just hugs her because she is devastated. I'm actually happy they chose to tell this story this way versus it being Christina that somehow something she said outs them. Or like Natalia's biggest fear, they're going to take a picture of you and Christina and put it all out there, in the press, and it could ruin your career. No, it ruins a career if she denies that she and Christina are a couple. She's never had to publicly declare they were a couple. See, that's the whole thing. She hasn't confirmed or denied her and Christina's relationship. So therefore, she has not deceived her public. She really hasn't. So anyway, we'll see what's going to happen with that. But Natalia is still just as Natalia as she wants to be. It's like, oh, go ahead, Natalia. So we have Dante. Dante comes to see Sonny. And Sonny, of course, is trying to push him away. And Dante's like, oh, this ain't happening. Because that's not how we do things. Yeah, you're mad at me. Yeah, I know what you said. He goes, yeah, you cop. I don't get on out of here. He goes, you know what? I'm your son first. And you've always known I was a cop. Right? Except for when he was undercover. He goes, so no, you don't get to tell me to leave. I'm here because I know what has happened and I know how you react to things. And Sonny, out and out, you go after one of my kids. Ava, it deliberately went after Christina because Christina, what did she say? Because Christina wouldn't let her, I don't think he said wouldn't let her eat with us. He goes, but Ava knew who to go after. First, she goes after Morgan. He goes, I don't know why I let her move in. It was to protect her. I don't know why I felt I should need to protect her. And so Dante said, that's because she's Avery's mother. And for whatever reason you felt she was in danger, that's what you do, Dad. You protect the people that's closest to you. And he goes, yeah, but I knew who she was. I knew what she did with Morgan's medicine. I knew, and she's going on, and he's going on and on. And she will hurt somebody again. And she has. She's hurt Christina. And I'm thinking, yeah, but your logic never said, and Dante never said, but you know what, Dad? I think you need to get checked out because you haven't been acting rationally. And you're right. We know what Ava is capable of. Let's rule out her messing with your medication. See, that's what needs to happen. They are dragging this on so long that it's ridiculous. Sonny should be full manic by now. Full blown bipolar manic because of how long this has been happening. And I'm really unhappy with the way they're writing that. Okay, I'm unhappy with the way they're writing that. So anyway, Dante was just trying to talk some sense into him. And he goes, Dad, let me tell you something. You want custody of Avery. Because he goes, I'm going to eliminate Ava. And Dante just looks at her. He goes, that's a mistake, her thinking she could come after me. And Dante, now he didn't say it, kill, but guess what, everybody? In mob boss language, I'm going to eliminate her. What does that mean? And Dante said, you know what, Dad? Like you said, Ava Jerome was smart. She knows how to push your buttons. And right now, the way you're talking, the way you're ready to react, Dad, she's not going to have much to fight for Avery in custody because you're going to give her everything she needs. Ava will provoke you in public, Dad. And she's going to have an attorney and a reporter. She's going to orchestrate that all of it is filmed, recorded. You are going to give her everything she needs. And Sonny says, I know how to handle it. and I know how to take care of Ava Jerome. And oh, Dante's like, okay, see, this is why I'm here, Lord, right? So, there's no talking any sense into Sonny. The only one who could was Jason, and that's the truth. Jason was the only one. Not even Carly. Carly could sometimes get him to stop and think. She can talk him down, but Carly never really could change his mind on anything. Jason could change his mind on things. Okay. So then we had some boring conversations. We had Jordan hot in her bikini, soaking up some sun, drinking a virgin cocktail, which she wasn't going to work after she was soaking up the sun. She was off. I don't know why she couldn't have full alcohol, but whatever. And of course, Curtis shows up. Drew was there. He was meeting Curtis. They were going to do some laps in the pool. So we got to see some six, maybe eight packs, 8 packs on. And Nina actually comes down to the pool and she says some complimentary things to Jordan and makes you wonder, wait, why? Right? And then Nina goes up to Drew and Curtis and she tells Drew, I have to tell you something. There's an incident that happened. And Drew says, what kind of incident? And she tells them about what happened, what Natalia said, and was a recording, and the invader published the information without her knowledge, but she went to deception because she wanted to allow them the opportunity to decide how they wanted to respond. She says, and they decided on the 2-page spread that they took out, that they had already paid for, they wanted to say, no one cancels love, and then deception. So now for me, changing the whole 2 pages and having that is going to delay production by 1 day. And I wanted to let you know. So then when the scene came back, Drew said, okay. He ended up telling her, wow, you actually handled that with some grace, going to deception and seeing how they wanted to handle the situation versus only caring about your deadline and whatever fallout happens, going to print the way it was already set to print. He says, you did the right call. And I'm actually impressed that you did that way. And he says, but no, it's a good call. She says, well, no, I knew I had to come to you to let you know what happened because of the extra costs, the whole changing up of everything and delay of circulation. And so Drew says, Nina, especially in this situation, money doesn't matter. Handling it the right way matters. And I think you did a very good job, right? And so Drew's phone was chiming, and Jordan brings it over to him, says, look, your phone is blowing up over here, and you got 5 messages from the time of me walking to my seat to you. So he looks at it and he kind of he goes, And everybody's like, is everything okay? And he goes, interesting. He goes, you all are now looking at Drew Quartermain. My official name change has been finalized. So they all look at him and it's like, oh, okay, Drew Quartermain. So anyway, that was that. And they had a scene with Gio and Trina. She found a book that Spencer had bought her that she loved at the different art places. And Gio comes in and she drops the book and then they get to talking and blah, blah, blah. And then he talks about how his mother passed and, they were talking about that. And Jocelyn and Dex was there, helping. And of course, Jocelyn was trying to change the battery in the smoke detector and falls, I guess, off the step ladder. And Dex catches her. So they're kissing and everything. And she stops him and she goes, look, wait, I don't want to go too fast. I want to take this slow. Oh, really, Jocelyn? Really? What part really now has to go slow? He's working on the right side of the law now. You both still love each other. So what is the problem? Because you sure were jumping his bones when he was working for the mob every chance you got, right? So anyway, he goes, no, me too. I don't want to. He goes, no, not that I don't want to go fast. He says, but no, I do not want to mess this up as well. So they're kissing, and Gio and Trina walk in like, ooh, out of here with that. So, that's actually all that happened there. So that's it, everybody. That is it for General Hospital today. Let's go to Comment Corner. And before I do that, everybody, remember, hey, if you're doing some Amazon shopping this weekend, please go to the description box of this video and click on my Amazon store. Of course, as an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases, but see what I have on that store. Great stuff. And then just click on the search bar in that Amazon and do whatever you want to do. Shop for whatever you want to shop. So let's go ahead and check out my Amazon store first. But let's go to Comment Corner. Okay, today I'm going to start from the bottom and I'm going to go to the top. The bottom, LaShanta says, Natasha, Alexis' birth name. Yes, you're right. Natasha Cassadine. Luke Spencer, because Alexis doesn't like to be called Natasha. Luke Spencer, he made her wear that because every time he saw her, Natasha, Lucy have several seats. And then Jane said something to LaShanta. She was responding, but you know what, Jane? I don't quite understand your comment, so I'm going to just not. You have another comment that's better. I'm going to go back up to that one. Jane says, tomorrow's 4th of July fireworks day. I was proud of the maximum Plato Christian Storms. I think Claire should fire her mother. Who's Claire? Do you mean Blaze? Who's other, AKA Allie? And then P. Merle says, wrong soap, maybe? Yeah, no, who's Claire should fire her mother. You must mean Allie. And then Jane said, Natasha, that is her birthday. You mean that's her name? And then Lucy says, Alexis Davis' birth name was Natasha Alexandra Mikosvra Cassadine. Goodness. Those Cassadines do usually have 4 names, right? And I guess the Mikosva was after Mikos, her daddy. And then Lucy says Alexis' parents were Greco-Russian prince and Mikos Cassadine and Swedish opera singer Christian Bergman. Oh, okay. You guys know some history on that. And Nikisha says Alexis' birth name is Natasha. Yes, I miss Luke calling her that. And Natak says, as easy as everyone found out about what Ava did, why is it taking so long to learn about the meds? LOL. I don't know, and I don't like it. P. Merle says, now that's a very good question. DB says, or who is Dex and why is he there? I know we still don't have any real, we know that Dex's brothers used to beat him up and his father was a habitual cheater on his mother, but we don't know anything else about Dex. P. Merle says, I'm sorry. No one gets off the hook here. Natalia, Ava, DeWitt, or Blaze. Ava has a pure, Ava's was a pure Nina move. Vengeance at the cost and collateral damage be darned. Well, you know what? Yeah, but that's an Ava move. Nina is not the only one who who patents and coins those moves. I am says Blaze, she was violated. She's a victim. I'm with you. Blaze was a victim in this. Beautifully Human says Alexa's birth name is Natasha. Luke used to call her that. Sandy says Alexa's real name is Natasha. I think, yes, you're right, Natasha. Attorney Alexis Davis is back. How she got with Ava. Woo, how she got into Ava's behind. Boss Maxie took control and sat Lucy down. Natalia blamed everyone but herself for what she said. She has got to go. Well, look, she's gonna be there for a while. Sonny ain't even. And you go, now it's Ava's fault. Lisa says, I remember Valentine calling Alexis Natasha. Yes, I remember that as well. When he brought her the paperwork on Spoon Island, when he thought he was the heir to the Cassadine Island. And Lisa says, I love Maxie putting it in place, telling Lucy, no, we don't want to sell. We want to sell some products. And then Lisa says, DeWitt thinks he is all that in a bag of chips. He thinks he told Ava he would keep quiet, that she is the source is a joke. He squealed so quickly, they will use him like an old rag. Ava really messed up big time thinking she was being smart. She is going down. Alexis is going to tear her up. Yes, she is, and I can't wait. Maisha says DeWitt has always been that way. He is a self-important and abrasive, which is why it was good that Alexis as editor kept him in check from the onset. Nina saw Alexis as a thorn in her side and getting in the way of Nina's vision. Yep. Including the hiring of DeWitt as publisher. Nina should have looked beyond the stick it to Alexis department that DeWitt would be taking her place. I know, because he definitely wasn't ready to take her place. And then Aisha went on and gave some more great comment. DB says, I have to shout out Lois. She is the co-worker, friend, mother everybody needs. Maxie is doing nothing less than running the magazine. That is so true. Lisa says, Sonny defending Natalia, saying that garbage, and she doesn't even deny feeling the way she feels, and Sonny's accepting her still. That is very uncharacteristic of Sonny, really. Sonny wouldn't be able to keep Avery from his mother unless she gets locked up for killing Connie. Is he going to try to go for that? Most of the town is going to be after Ava. Is there going to be a murder in town? I hope not. You know, kind of used to Ava being around. Lisa says tomorrow they are showing a rerun of July 7th last year. Why? I don't know. They have plenty of new episodes in supply. I know, huh? And then 87, I guess Jackson says, Natasha Cassadine. Luke called her that. And then DM trailer says, now I understand why they changed the narrative about Ava helping with the taking Alexis's law license. It was to create this Blaze Christina storyline. I don't see the connection there. They did that. They just made her now Alexis hate Ava more because, yeah, they threw that in there. But to me, it has nothing to do with Christina and Blaze. What's going to happen with Ava? And I love that Lois is back. Me too. I am says Natasha, it's time for Laura to find out about Ava trying to kill Nicholas. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, everybody, that is it for Comment Corner. You all have a happy and safe weekend. I will be back with another daily recap of General Hospital.